In today's video, we're going to give you a brutally honest review about Fade-In and give it the screenwriting software review, which is a way of scoring how good I think the software actually is. Now, in that final score, we're going to take a look at the following perspectives. We're going to look at cost, we're going to look at features, we're going to look at ease of use, we're going to look at resources, as well as communication. So stick around to the end of the video to see how I think Fade-In stands up. Now, as I was preparing for this video, I downloaded the free trial of the Fade-In software, and when I opened the program up for the first time, I found out that I had several old scripts on my computer. I was like, wow, that's amazing. I can't believe that. Now, Fade-In automatically updated the scripts to the newest versions, which was great. It was fun to read my old script, which was about some hospital chaplains. I used to be a hospital chaplain, and so I thought it would be fun to do sort of like Grey's Anatomy meets hospital chaplaincy. So that's what I was doing. So it was pretty cool. Now, Fade-In has some big stars in terms of users. Now, probably the biggest name is Rian Johnson, who wrote Knives Out and everybody's, of course, favorite movie, The Last Jedi. Now, I know we won't get into that discussion here, but just know that there's a lot of famous screenwriters like Gary Whitta, who wrote Rogue One. Yes, there are some non-Star Wars writers as well, too. There's Rawson Marshall Thuber, who wrote The Red Notice, which you might have seen on Netflix, and Kelly Marshall, who wrote the first Venom movie. I won't even go there. I won't even go there. So as we get into looking at Fade-In, we'll get to see why they liked it and why I might actually like it, maybe. Now, our first category that we're going to be looking at is price. Now, Fade-In at the time of this video cost a one-time fee of $79.95, down from $99.95. And here's the cool thing: that price at the time of this video, you get all the upgrades for, wait for it, free. Yes, free. And I think that's pretty sweet. You know, Final Draft. In comparison, Final Draft actually, their upgrades cost the same as Fade-In's total price. So there's something to be said about that. So that's one thing I really have enjoyed about the prices, and it's pretty sweet. Don't you agree? Now, the other thing about this fee is that's not a subscription, which so many screenwriter software programs are seeming to go for. Now, our next category is features. Now, to make this uniform, I'm going to type out 3 to 5 pages of my latest script, which contains almost all the areas of screenwriting. So as I've been going along typing, I can see why screenwriters in Hollywood use the software. You know, it's actually pretty nice. As I typed my script, the process was really easy and intuitive. I can click off to the right here and get what I want, or I could simply use the shortcut by hitting the Tab key. I'm using a Mac. Now, Fade-In, like many other screenwriting softwares, has a function as you're typing that the characters' names that will allow you to pick from one of the ones you've used in the past, which I think is very helpful. Now, this makes writing really slick. Imagine that, writing really slick. So, speaking of slick, it was really slick to do parentheticals. I mean, take a look at that, Squibbler. As well as doing dual dialogue. Holy cow, these are two things that I think shouldn't be very hard, and guess what? They were not very hard. It was a snap, and I was off to writing in less than 5 seconds. I mean, so no complaints on using the software. So let's take a look a moment and go through the list of features. So as we look through the features, they actually have a ton in Fade-In. So they have a fully featured application interface. It features a universal state-of-the-art application interface. It does everything professional screenwriters need and expect their software to do, and it does it on Macs, Windows, and Linux. A lot of screenwriting software programs don't support Linux, so if you're a Linux user, this is a great program to use. It also is available in mobile apps, though I've heard a lot of bad reviews about the mobile stuff. So the desktop version is the one I've been using for this, and that has been great, but at least when I've been reading the reviews, people don't like it on their iPhone, iPad, and Android. So I'm just saying that's not by my experience, but when you read the reviews of the mobile part, it's not very good. So let's get back to some of the other stuff. They have extensive formatting capabilities. It has autocomplete typing, which is what I sort of talked about when we took a look at So it's autocomplete typing, which I talked about when we could just select that next name. So when you're typing a name, it would automatically complete it for you, which is nice. Collaboration. With Fade-In, it has a real-time collaboration capabilities. You can work on the same screenplay at the same time with multiple collaborators, no matter where you are in the world, which is pretty cool. Now, unlike other software that only allows one person to actually work on a document at a time, Fade-In allows collaborators to work independently, with changes being reflected in all collaborators' copies in real time. So the other nice thing about this is Fade-In has image support as well too. You can add random images directly into the document. There's a lot of screenwriting software out there that you can't do that. The other ones you can do that are, I believe, Final Draft and Scrivener. So this is a very, not that Scrivener is that much more, or actually Scrivener costs less than Fade-In, but these are the three big ones that you can do that for. You have organization and navigation. You're not limited to organizing your screenplay by scenes and index cards. You can organize it and color code it however you like, making significant sequences, plot points, themes, characters, and other story elements. So you always have a clear outline of your work. Now, the other thing I really like about this is there are no distractions. It's a page only, no distractions, full screen mode. Allows you to concentrate on the most important thing, writing. And I found this really helpful when I was typing in my screenplay into Fade-In. And it was so nice just being able to hit the tab key and go into each new element. It was really a breeze. And I can't just highlight that enough. It was really, I really enjoyed that feature. It supports for multiple different file formats. Importing and exporting file formats is easy with support from everything from text to HTML to open screenplay format XML. So opening, editing, and saving Final Draft documents as a snap, as is importing and exporting rich text format, such as from Movie Magic Screenwriter. It's got a powerful writing and rewriting tools. It's got revisions. I want to just highlight this one for a second because I found this one very helpful. A necessity for professional screenwriters during the rewriting process is being able to manage revisions, page locking, screen locking, omitted scenes, and more. You can view, edit, and print PDFs, modified pages on colored paper in any one of the multiple standard revision colors. So this is nice. I'm in the process of actually, at the time of this recording, revising one of my screenplays right now, and it's been very helpful to be able to use this type of function. You get breakdowns, reports, and tagging. Easily generate industry standard script breakdowns and production reports. Standard reports include scenes, cast, locations, and more. Reports can be printed or saved as HTML or generic comma-separated values for import into other applications. So there's a lot of great features that Fade-In uses. I can't just say that enough. Wow, that is a lot of stuff. In all fairness, though, I think I need to point out some stuff that it doesn't have, though. They don't have a lot of pre-work stuff like Final Draft has, like a brainstorming board as well as a neat beat board. I also believe they don't have an answer for script notes, which is on Final Draft as well, too, where you're able to add notes right into the script. Now, however, everybody doesn't need all those functions or wants them, and to be honest, you get quite the bang of your buck. And this is less than $100, and you get a lot of great features. And this leads us to our next category, which is resources. Now, let's just say, wow, I was really impressed by the category of resources that Fade-In has. Now, just looking at the help section, you can see the website, the knowledge base, as well as the support page. They have a lot of questions that they've already thought about the answers for you already. Now, when I first did dual dialogue for the script, I didn't know how to do that in Fade-In, and I typed it into the bar, and voila, wow, it came up, and plus it did it. Kudos to that. Now, surfing YouTube, there are some videos on how to use Fade-In, though curiously, they don't have their own YouTube channel, though they do have a Twitter handle, which is very active. And finally, communication. I sent out an email about asking for help about a shortcut from parentheticals, which I know is in the knowledge base, but I just wanted to see what the response would be. Well, if it was Squibbler, it'd be crickets. I'm still waiting for a response, Squibbler. I'm still waiting. So this is one cool thing about Fade-In. I got a response in less than 8 hours. And the only reason it was 8 hours was because I wrote it at like 11 o'clock at night. When I talked to the gentleman or the support person who was doing fade-in stuff, they normally tell me they get back to people within 1 to 2 hours. You reach a human being and they get back to you in 1 to 2 hours. I can't say enough about that type of content and support. Awesome, guys. Good job. So here we go. As we finish up our review for fade-in. Now I rate on a 5-reel system. 5 reels being the best and 1 reel being fairly bad. So now for price, I give fade-in 5 reels. $7.99 plus free upgrades. It's really solid, especially as more software programs are moving to a subscription model. You're not going to get this type of value for less than $100. Features. I give fade-in 4 reels. They have a lot of great tools, especially for revision work. Now it has all the bells and whistles that you need and expect as you're working on a script. It also works on so many different types of devices. As I did note, it doesn't work the best on the mobile version, at least as of this video today. But I've seen, but I hope it works out well in the future because it's a great program. Now it lacks some of the pre-work parts that could be found in Final Draft, which some might not like. However, I can't stress enough the robust features it does have, which I think is great. Ease of use, 5 reels. Granted, I had used a lot of screenwriting software in the past, but this was just so easy. You can simply tab through the elements you need to, or you could use the mouse. The help menu was so helpful, like when I needed to figure out how to use dual dialogue. Thank you for making the focus on the writing and not figuring out how to do all the background stuff. Well done. Resources, 4 reels. They have a ton of help stuff within the fade-in program. I mean, a ton of stuff. I was really impressed by how many questions they had anticipated you would ask as a user, and also so many different ways to find an answer. You don't have, now granted they don't have their own YouTube channel, which I think is a miss, but other than that, I think this is one of the gold standards for giving people resources on how to find the answers that they need to their questions. Communication, 5 reels. I got a hold of somebody. This is great. And they responded to me in less than 8 hours, and they answered my questions in a non-snarky, sarcastic way. I know I'm setting the bar pretty low, but I give it 5 reels. Awesome customer service, guys. I really appreciate it. So out of 25 reels, I give fade-in 23. This is a good piece of software. I can see why scriptwriters in Hollywood love to use this particular type of software. It has a lot of good features. It doesn't break the bank. It's easy to use and has a ton of resources if you get stuck. Now, this is what a screenwriting software should do, right? I mean, so if you got the money and are looking for a great screenwriting software that makes it easy and comfortable to write a screenplay, give this one a look-see. It even has a free trial, so you can give it a look-see and don't have to spend the money on it. Now, if you like this type of content, please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more product reviews, a playlist on turning your idea into a first draft, and much, much more. Now, if you have a particular software you would like me to do a brutally honest review for me, please leave it in the comment section below. Now, until the next video, write well and live well.